All right, guys, new league season starts today. I want everyone to be focused on the task at hand, please. Not taking anything for granted and certainly not distracted. They're not going to give us this league title. We're going to need to go and win it again. Theo, can you go take warm-ups for me, mate? Napoleon and my new horse. It's running at Thirsk at 2:45. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome to Season 15, Episode 1. It's a brand new season here at H&W Welders on the Impossible Dreams. We look to win the Champions League with our Northern Irish club. Is this going to be the season? Well, we're about to find out, aren't we? Today we will begin the Premiership season, trying not to take it a little bit too casual, but it should be 2 wins for us. But let's, as ever, begin with an overview of the club. We are still professional, obviously. We are now a 3-star reputation club. I am the manager. Now, we've had a change in the leadership. Robbie Young, our goalkeeper, is now the club captain. McQuaid is not happy with his playing time and kicking off a little bit. I've warned him, so we basically had to do it. And the new vice captain is Roy Hill. He's been here for a number of seasons now. He's got good leadership qualities compared to the rest of the squad. So we're going to stick him in there, and he gets the vice captain role. The key player is, of course, Martin McKay. What a player he is, and back on loan for another season, of course. And the hot prospect is Gareth Mooney, who we signed last... Oh, no, he's not. He's one of our own. Came through the youth academy. Is he a hot prospect? I mean, he's a promising fullback, so we'll see what happens with him. Maybe someone that could get some game time in a cup game or 2 this season. So that is us as a club. General information, it's myself and Hamzat Cargbo that are legends. McDade has dropped down to icon status with Anthony Armstrong and Zayanetti, and Dylan Lake, who has moved on to Schalke. He didn't want to stay. We couldn't get him in, and he went to Schalke instead of us when we made a bid for him. He is, for now, a favoured personnel. Now, let's go and have a quick look at what do we want to do here. What are we expected to do this? Well, let's have a look at the transfers. A reminder of what we did in yesterday's transfer special. Now, the 2 players that joined permanently before the official switch of seasons. Ross McGurk, of course, a player for us. And what turned out to be the big signing, Fitzpatrick. I was hoping to do a little bit more, but he was a £7.75 million transfer record signing. In terms of the outs, the only outs that they sort of came a little bit later on, we have got rid of 2 squad players we didn't really need. Nicky McKinley, who Larne have now loaned out to Glentoran, and Kevin Moore. So they have gone off to Larne. We have loaned out somebody I didn't even know we had, and Budgie, who no one knew who he was in the Discord when I said he left yesterday. We signed him from Marseille on a free transfer. But the ends, Wilson Oliveira, a left back. Hopefully he works out for us. Michael Sims, of course, we knew he was coming. He's joined us from Liverpool on a free transfer. Mr. T has joined us. If you were watching yesterday's episode, you'll understand why he's called Mr. T. Right winger, we're hoping he works out for us. And McBride, who we signed on a free transfer after his release from Manchester United, Northern Irish kid. So hopefully he will work out for us. So let's continue our roll up the side menu here. Let's have a look at the competitions and what we're expected to do this year. We are expected to win the league. That goes without saying. We are expected to reach the 3rd qualifying round. We're already... Oh, we entered the group stage this year. I thought we had to go into a qualifying round. I'm not sure if that's right, but we'll take a group stage. Anyway, so that's done. We're supposed to win the Irish Cup. The League Cup and the Antrim Shield aren't important, and neither is the Caramel Wafer Cup. If we have a look at the league season preview here, and we can see we are favourites. You would say. Linfield and Larne are both there, single digits, but then it's daylight to everybody else, isn't it? Ballymena is the team we played in the cup final. The team we played today, they are the promoted team for this season. You can see the Media Dream 11. Again, it's this one guy that is not ours that's playing or picked in the Media Dream 11. He's not that good, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. If we look at all the key players in the league, Armstrong and McKay, for both our players. Formerly with us is Gareth Wilson. We can go down here. Nicky McKinley, who we just saw we sold. Curtis Coyles, formerly ours. Any other names there we recognise? Aaron Gournay. Was that the Gournay that we had? Charlie Gournay. We had one of those Gournays. Might have been Charlie we had. Joseph Akesian is a key player now at Portadown. Will Hall is still at Glenavon, who we had, of course. And that is that. So let's have a look at the squad dynamics coming into the new season. You can see what I mean about McQuaid. He's not happy, And so we can't really, that being the case, leave him as captain. The hierarchy, well, it's still a relatively strong-looking pyramid. We need to almost get McQuaid out of there and get the captain, vice-captain as a team leader. But as far as support goes, more or less, we've got everybody's support, which is good. Curiously, even Hammerstrom, who is unhappy at the club and wants to leave. The social groups, not too bad, considering we've just come out of a transfer window. The likes of Mr. Teague already settled into the key group, so that's good to see. And the happiness, we can see there, McQuaid, not particularly happy, is he? And there we go there. It's playing time that's the only real concern, and that's because we have so many good players that, well, it's bound to happen, isn't it? And Hammerstrom at the bottom there is also quite unhappy. So that is, I think, everything we want to catch up on to start the season. If you're wondering, I did go through and check. It's still the three of us that are professional teams, Welders, Larne and Linfield. So nobody else yet has taken the plunge to become a full-time professional club. But as I said, first up today, it's Ballinamallard United. Ballinamallard, I should say. Let's have a look at what we're doing here. There's the opening day fixtures. And this is the team that we're sending out. Not quite yet. It is a 4-2-3-1 that we're expecting from them. And this is the team that we're sending out. A few debuts in here. Hammerstrom's going to get the game in goal. I'm trying to keep him happy. So we'll give him a game and see how he gets on. Oliveira at left back is going to make a debut. We're going to see Octavio and McGurk, our two, I think, first choice centre backs for this season. I should show you everybody's attributes so you can kind of see. So there we go. And McGurk, officially a welder now full time. Kavanagh is going to get the game at right back. We're going to send Kamani in midfield alongside Tomo. So that's the two in there. Mr. T is going to get a debut out there on the right wing. Let's hope he works out for us. Armstrong, the best player in the world. He's going to be the number 10. McKay is going to play out wide left. And it's going to be a debut up top for Michael Sims. Let's see if he can get himself off to a goal-scoring start. All right, so we can see the team sheets there. You can see our bench as well. Young, Ellis, Weatherup, Miss Kelly, Fitzpatrick, Sirrock, and Mr. Turpey as well. I am still struggling with this cold that I've had. So if you see weird edit marks, it's just me coughing up a lung. I apologise. We'll just say, go out there, relax, play a natural game. That should be enough for us to get past a newly promoted side. Are we at home or are we away from home? We are away from home. Makes it a little bit trickier. And here we go. A brand new season. Always an exciting time. And, well, we won't get a proper test until we get to Europe, obviously. I almost would have liked to have played a qualifier. I'm sure that the league got relegated out of the automatic spot. But anyway, we'll find out sooner rather than later, won't we? Here we go. Armstrong with a corner. Whips it in. Near post. McGurk is there. And on his first start as a full-time welder, he's headed us into a 14th minute lead. Wonderful stuff there from McGurk. He is an absolute beast from a set piece. Yeah, easily done. Nicely done. Now, one thing I am thinking about doing in terms of goalkeepers this season, I did kind of, and I really did brush over at the end of last episode, Sims. Oh, it's Adam Thompson with a header. Was it Sims as initially? It didn't quite look right, did it? But we've got 2 in 2 minutes. It's Tomo with a goal, 2-0. And let's just have a quick look here and see exactly what did happen. It looked... No, it was Thompson's header. Yeah, so what I am going to do, because what I've done with the goalkeepers foolishly, is that Young is here as a backup. And he's our best goalkeeper. Here we go with Armstrong, space in the box. Mr. T shot is blocked. He can't quite win it back, though, but we'll get a corner again. Yeah, so what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'll just use him in Europe because, in theory, and if he does get upset, we'll just play him. But in theory, he won't be upset about not playing in the league. We'll just make sure he's... Oh, and almost an own goal. We'll just make sure that he's match sharp coming into league games. And then I think what we might do is Hammerstrom and... Amsterdam we'll use in the league games because I've promised them football. And, oh, what a goal from Anthony Armstrong. It is a stunning free kick. It's already up there for a goal of the season contender, surely. Look at the angle. Oh, it's stunning. That's what I need to tell you was who won goal of the season last season, but we'll do that before the next game, assuming I remember. Yeah, so I think that's the plan, is we'll kind of we'll rotate the goalkeepers around a lot more this season, just trying to keep everybody happy, because we got 2 very good young goalkeepers, and obviously Young as well, who is obviously named Young, but not necessarily by age. Mr. T goes a long way, but shoots straight at the goalkeeper. There is also perhaps an option to loan one of them out, which we could look to do. We might get a fee, but the problem with loaning goalkeepers, I always find, is unless... Well, there's only one goalkeeper on the field, isn't there? So you could loan them out just to sit on somebody else's bench. Mr. T, it's there for Kamani. Kamani unleashes, but it's blocked. Armstrong. Kamani, oh, it's a horrible piece of goalkeeping, but Manuel Kamani with a first goal of the season as well. And it's 4-0, and it is as easy as we kind of feared, isn't it? One thing we will do for the second game is we will rotate the 11 players, so it'll be a completely different starting 11. So we'll get a look at everybody and kind of get, see exactly what we're working with. But yeah, this is it's going very well, isn't it? Here we go with McGurk over a free kick. Wide for Kavanagh. Gets it in there for Kamani. Wide again for McKay. Sims is in the middle. Can he get himself a debut goal? He pulls it back. Oh, it's a wonderful piece of football. It was unselfish from Sims, unselfish from Armstrong, and Mr. T gets himself a debut goal. Scoring goals away to Ballinamallard is not what we've signed him to do, though, to be fair, it's probably what he'll end up doing, because if we can find anybody better, he will not be in our European squad. I thought maybe Armstrong... The goalkeeping is horrible, isn't it? I thought maybe Armstrong could have unleashed there, but unselfish, as I say. And he passed it into the back of the net to Mr. T for a debut goal. And at 5-0, it's done, isn't it? Not almost done. It is done. I should have maybe had a few more younger players on the bench. One thing I am kind of keen to do is try... We do have a few media description promising players coming through now. So I'm thinking... And I should have done it today, to be honest, on the bench. But what I'm thinking I might do is have some of those guys on the bench in the league. And there's another goal. McKay opens his account for the season, and it's 6 before half-time. So then if this sort of thing does happen in the league, which more often than not, let's face it, it does, we can start and blood these young players. Because if there's one thing that I kind of have learnt somewhat the hard way this summer, is we need those club-trained players that are at least useful for us in Europe. Yeah, so if we can get them to be as good as we can, then that is going to benefit us down the line a little bit. Oh, one thing that I was contemplating doing, let's say don't get complacent, is obviously FM22 is coming out soonish. What I was thinking of doing is if I make the save file for this available, if anybody would be interested in sort of carrying it on. Because it is frustrating. I think it was an Engerman, I think, that maybe said that it's frustrating, and I do agree 100%, that it doesn't look as though we're going to reach our goal of winning the Champions League with the club. And unfortunately, the nature of... Oh, and McKay smacks in a second. The nature of a YouTube channel is I've really got to keep up with the current game, because other views otherwise tend to drop away very quickly when other people are playing the new game, you know what I mean? So let me know what you think. I'm not quite sure how I would do that. I think there's a way to do it on the Steam Workshop, but I've never done it before. But let me know if that's something you guys would be interested in. And then you can sort of on the Discord or Twitter, or however you want to do it, you can keep me updated on how you guys get on. And partly then I do actually, if that's what's going to happen, and just in general, I always like to do it anyways, just because we will sim ahead 10 seasons to see how we get on once we leave. So we'll get an idea, who replaces us, things like that. I'm so hopped up on cold meds, I can't think. But yeah, so I want to try and leave the club in a good place. So if anybody does want to take it on, Mr. T almost with a second, then that's an option for you guys, and you'll be in a decent place. Is there anybody on the bench? Sims hasn't got a debut goal. Do we maybe just call it on him? I want to give Fitzpatrick a debut start. All right, so let's get Weather up on. Try and give him some more game time. He's not rated as a promising fullback anymore, but he is decent. So, and it seems silly not to make any subs at 7-0, doesn't it? Armstrong goes across. Kamani, no one's anywhere near him, and Kamani has a second. I think he only scored 1 or 2 all of last season, didn't he? He's got 2 in the first game. It is 8-0. This will send shockwaves around North. Oh, has it come off Mr. T there? Kamani's been given the goal anyway. Maybe it was a defender and it was already on target, so it wouldn't be an own goal in that case. Could we get 10 on opening day? Armstrong stands over a free kick. Well, this is it within his striking range. Oh, and that's another stunner. Anthony Armstrong. It's 9 on opening day. And, well, there is still 2 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Could we get 10? It's another wonderful free kick. Is that better than the first one? It's further out, but the angle's a little bit more straightforward. But it's still wonderful, wonderful stuff. And it is only going to be 9. It's always a little bit disappointing in the end there, isn't it? But an absolute rollicking of Ballinamallard on opening game of the season. We'll tell them don't get complacent because that was very good for first game. And of course we did that and there was no debut goal for Sims, which is surprising and maybe slightly concerning, to be honest. So Armstrong sends Holland and Wolf Welders top. Mr. T scores on debut. Oliveira, Hammerstrom and Sims also made their debuts. Whether upset for a pay increase, that's absolutely fine. 2 goals, 5 assists, 12 key passes. If he's not the best player in the world, then I don't know who is. All right, guys, wait right there. We'll change it up and we'll be back to face Glentoran. Okay, welcome back. Now, before we get to the Glentoran game, we have made a new signing, and it is Anton, I think Moreau is how you would pronounce it. He is a winger, a promising winger, 18 years old. We've signed him 850 grand up front with a potential add-on that will take it up to essentially a million pounds. He's signed as a breakthrough prospect, 2.7 grand a week, and you can see the other ins and outs there. His weekly wage could go up depending on appearances and all that kind of stuff. Now, let's have a look and see what we've signed here. And it says he's a left winger, but he's not actually because he's right-footed. He's only right-footed, so he's going to be playing over here for us. We're in the process of retraining him. He's not too bad physically, lacks a little bit of strength, which for a winger is not maybe the biggest problem in the world. But he does have good dribbling and crossing, good first touch. Flair could be better. It's one of these. It's a little bit of a just see what happens kind of a signing. The fact that he's 18 means that he will at some point in the future become club trained for us. He's played a little bit in the lower leagues in France, but not really been tested at a higher level. Now, is the Northern Irish Premier League a higher level? Well, we're about to find out because he's playing this game. But there we go. That's the new man. Let me know what you think of him. The scouts didn't like him, but compared to what else we had available to us. And as a reminder, I don't use the player search. The scouts have to come to me with players. So compared to all the other players that we had available, he was as good as anything. The scouts, for whatever reason, didn't rate him highly, though. But anyway, we're playing against a 5-3-2 formation here. And this is a team that we're sending out. It is Amstadter in goal. It's all changed. Surgeon, Kidd, Vogler, and Hill as the back four. It's De Lauro and Miss Kelly in midfield. Moreau making his debut. Fitzpatrick making his debut. And Sirrock. It's going to be McCracken up top. And a bench of Ellis, Weatherup, Ossie Napoleon, who have both played a reserves game recently. Brady, who's on his way back from injury, and Turpie on the bench as well. I just had a coughing fit if you missed that. Yeah, well, Young has picked up a bit of an injury. Should be back to fitness in 5 days, so it shouldn't be a big deal. Okay, so we can see the team sheets there. We are up against McKinley. We did see him once or twice in our first team. Just not quite good enough to break in, though. And what do we say? Just go out there, relax again. You got to. Let's just go with that. We will point our finger, say we have faith in them, and hopefully score some more goals. All right, and here we go against our local rivals. Although the rivalry, I think we've 33 in a row unbeaten against them. So how much of a rivalry it is anymore is debatable, I suppose. But anyway, let's see what we can do. Moreau, a first look at him in possession. Kidd, and a Kidd again, and Joe Kidd opens his account. Now, he has just come back from injury. He missed all of pre-season. It's a first Welders goal for him as well. So he is not match sharp. He probably won't even get the 90 minutes out of him. We'll see how we go. First header was blocked. Goalkeeper was diving after that. And it took 5 minutes for us to get another goal. We have come straight back for a kickoff highlight, though. Hopefully, what we're not going to do here is give them away straight back into it. That's a poor pass from McKinley. Still thinks he's playing for the Welders, apparently. Amstadter, he gets it wide for Hill. Hill for De Lauro. De Lauro gets it wide for Moreau. And Moreau goes down. No, you don't get those in Northern Ireland, apparently, mate. Maybe in the French lower leagues. Vogler has it, though. Vogler, of course, will be a club-trained player this time next season, so it's important that he develops well for us. Sirrock has found himself in, but straight into the goalkeeper's hands. And, well, we go again, but that ends the highlight. Moreau over a free kick. Another ball in. Good ball to the back post. Sirrock opens up his account for the season. 2-0, 8 minutes gone. And, well, we've changed 11 players, and it hasn't made any difference at all, has it? We have come out just as dominant as we were. And it doesn't matter about offside because it wasn't given. My plan for this season is basically to try and get through the league games as quickly as possible. I'll show as few of them as I can. We'll just try and focus in on the European games. Because, like someone said in the comments a few episodes ago, basically this is a Champions League team versus semi-professionals. So, you know, there's not too much of a challenge in it for us. And, oh, Fitzpatrick looking for a debut goal, but not quite. The problem is then editing together all the catch-up where it's tens of thousands of goals, it feels like at times. Vogler misses his header, but Kidd is there to sweep in behind him. Fitzpatrick with a flick on. And thank you, McKinley, for giving the ball back to us again, but we can't get possession here. We do need to be just a little bit careful, don't we? It is only 2-0, and Amstadter is sat on his backside. Scott Armstrong with the goal. It is 2-1. Kidd has to take the blame for it. And yeah, I mean, Kidd just clocked off for a split second. It's a cracking finish, isn't it? But Kidd just clocked off for a second and cost his team a goal. We'll tell him to focus. We will look to give Turpey some game time. It's a real shame that Sims didn't get a goal in that opening game. We want him firing for Europe because I think, well, I'm not sure if it's him or McCracken is our man up front. I did toy with the idea during pre-season when I wouldn't say spring training again then, when we were struggling to find a right-sided player, which we still are somewhat struggling to do, whether we go with two up front and play Sims and, what do we say? We'll have to say don't get complacent, I think. It's only 2-1. I mean, it's not, this game is not done and dusted yet, is it? But I was wondering, yes, whether Sims and McCracken could play as a duo. That would mean wing-backs, which would be okay, because we could look to play, say, Kavanagh and Surgeon there. And then it would mean 3 across midfield, which would be okay again, because we'd have, you know, say, De Lauro, Tomo, and... what's his face? De Lauro, Tomo, and Kamani. There's a cracking ball for Sirrock, but his finish is past the post. And even as I say it now, you know, maybe it could work. We would need probably 3 centre-backs. The problem with it is McKay wouldn't really fit in there. Now, yes, we could bring him off the bench. We could even use him potentially, and McCracken's header goes just over. Let's give him a berating. This is just not quite what we want from them. We could use McKay as a wing-back, attacking wing-back, but then in a Champions League, is that really... Is he going to be good enough defensively? Oh, and that is just over. You know, against the best teams in Europe and arguably the world. So, probably not even arguably. I think European teams are just acknowledged as the best in the world, aren't they? Let's try and demand more. McCracken's not having a great day. It looks like he's injured as well. So, let's get Turpey on for him. Who else isn't playing well? Miss Kelly's not having a great game. So, let's get Ozioma. Let's get Ozioma on for him. And see if we can go and get a third goal, which would wrap it up for us, you would hope. But instead, are we going to drop points? How many times do you see it absolutely dominant in one game, and then complacency sets in? And it's the old set-piece routine that we fail to deal with time and time again. We'll have to make sure we do that. We'll give them a berating. What we might do, this sometimes works if we lower the tempo and look for the overlaps. But I did not see this coming when we were 2-0 up in this game. And are we going to go and lose it? He's offside, surely. Amstadter's there. And here we go. Ball forward. It's found. Sirrock has it. Yes, it has. Oh, and McKinley is going to find himself sent off. Where's Armstrong when you need him? This is Armstrong territory. Fitzpatrick isn't having the greatest game. I wonder if we bring Napoleon on for him. We've got a highlight here. It's about to start, so we'll wait and see. Moreau is going to stand over a free kick. Let's see what he can do. Fitzpatrick is an aerial threat in there. He goes himself. It's off the crossbar, and it's just cleared away. So let's get Napoleon on for Fitzpatrick. A little bit like Sims. Not a fantastic debut, which is ever so slightly disappointing. Let's give them some encouragement. Come on, boys. Oh, we're going to drop points, are we? We're going to drop points. This is unacceptable. They're down to 10 men as well. Well, the boos will be ringing out. That is very, very poor. We should have won that game, and we see it time and time again from us. New season, same problems. That was disappointing. And we lose our spot on top of the league. We're not going to win from flag to flag. Linfield go top. We are second, and that's a bit of a hiccup. So spoils shared as McKinley and Harlan and Wolf Welders were new acquaintances. The McCracken injury is somewhat serious, 11 days. Hopefully he'll be back for Europe. Moreau and Fitzpatrick make debuts. I thought Moreau looked okay. Certainly delivered a couple of good set pieces there for us. He's only got 7 free kick taking as well. But Fitzpatrick, did we even see him on the field? Maybe he'll make his debut next time. But guys, that'll do it for today. If you have enjoyed that, make sure you hit thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. And we'll see you next time. We'll come back when the Champions League begins. I'm not sure if it's a playoff game or if it's a qualifier. I thought we had to qualify, but obviously it's telling us here that we enter in the group stage. So if that's the case, we'll be back for the first 7-1 Dundalk beat Olympiacos. Sorry, just saw that. We'll be back for a group stage draw and the opening game of the group stage, or it'll be the playoffs. And I don't know what it's going to be. Apparently, it's going to be the group stage. Take care.